It was C.S. Lewis that said, part of every misery is, so to speak, the misery's shadow or reflection. The fact that you don't merely suffer, but have to keep on thinking about the fact that you suffer. I not only live each endless day in grief, but live each day thinking about living each day in grief. C.S. Lewis is being very honest and transparent about where he was at a particular time in his life. David in Psalm 23 verse 4, he says that even though he walks through the valley of the shadow of death, he will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Speaking of God, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. A shadow is simply created from something that is blocking the light. As a child growing up, each of us have had that experience of laying in bed and looking and seeing the shadows in our room and wondering what's behind the shadow. David said that there was something that he had in his life that caused that fear of evil, and that was death. He said, he will fear no evil because thou art with me. That promise of relationship, connection with God. He goes on even further and names two implements. And Phillip Keller, in his book on Psalm 23 and how a shepherd and sheep interact, says that the shepherd's rod was never used towards or against the sheep. It was a club, basically, that would be in defense of the sheep when some predator tried to kill, steal, or destroy. That symbol, that sign, that picture of the shepherd holding the rod for the sheep would have produced a great deal of comfort for them and peace, knowing that their protector was there to guard them from any harm. The second implement that is listed here in Psalm 23 verse 4, David says the shepherd has a staff, and that staff would have been used by the shepherd as he was leading the sheep. He would have used that to lean on and find rest for himself. It would have also given comfort and confidence to the sheep, knowing that their shepherd was leading in the way that he always has in the past. And they have come to an expected end, and they look for that expected end yet again in their journey. What is the expected end that you look for? If you're in the shadows right now, connect to God, reach out for Him. Say yes to the tools that He holds in His hand of protection and the confidence of knowing that He is a God who leads to an expected end.